everyone. Welcome to today's video. I am on Bathurst and I'm looking north on Bathurst at Roselawn Avenue to the east and Elm Ridge Drive to the west. And I just walked through the Kay Gardner Beltline from Chaplin Crescent. I'm at Bathurst. That's looking southbound on Bathurst. And I'm going to continue down this Beltline. It is amazing out. It is 1:32 in the afternoon. So I started out at about 1 o'clock. And it has been fabulous. So I am on an errand today. I will be meeting up with David at the end of this walk. When I left the house, it said that it was 19 on this beautiful Sunday, May 21st. Beautiful, beautiful day. So Kay Gardner Beltline, Toronto, Ontario, and I am walking westbound. And I'm actually really glad to be walking here for down this Beltline for more than just the mere beauty of this walking cycling path, but also it's shaded, as you can see, and it protects from the sun and the heat. And I'm wearing t-shirts and shorts. So great out here. It's so nice to have this weather. Yesterday, if you're from Toronto, you'll know it started out gray and really rainy and cool, and then by mid-afternoon it was beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. Not quite as warm as it is right now, but still beautiful all the same. I hope everybody's doing well. So as I mentioned, I am on an errand and I'm walking to my destination where I'll meet up with David. So according to Google Maps, this walk should take me about an hour and 15 minutes, roughly. So the errand that we're doing today is I'm looking for an area rug. So I'm looking for an area rug and I'm checking all kinds of places, anywhere from Costco to now high-end. We're going to LT Market and everything in between. And the reason why I'm looking for an area rug is because when we were in Costa Rica, we were staying in a condo that had a king-size bed. And currently we have a queen-size bed. But sleeping in that king-size bed, I think solidified in our mind that we'd be more comfortable in a king-size bed. At the beginning of our relationship, we started off in a double. Now, I understand, as you get older sometimes, things change, certainly sleeping habits, and I know my sleeping habits have certainly changed. But we started out in a double bed, and the thing is, David and I have not changed, like physically as far as weight or size or anything. Nothing has changed. How we ever fit, though, comfortably in a double bed, I do not know. And then I think just around 10 years ago, we switched to a queen. And I think part of the reason we did that was, I'm not entirely sure, but we had a dog at the time. And of course, he was, our bed was his bed, as it should be, and our books. And that even though he was a little dog, he did take up room. So I think maybe that's why we shifted to a queen-size bed. And then the last year, we went away on a few out-of-town trips, and some of the places that we stayed at had 2 queen-size beds. So for fun, I, suggested, why don't we each have our own queen-size bed and see how we sleep? And part of the reason why I suggested that is because the last few years I have not been sleeping well, and a lot of waking up in the middle of the night, like totally waking completely up and then tossing and turning, and my concern was disrupting David. So that was why we tried these 2 queen-size beds. And then I felt more confident sleeping. I wasn't, so concerned about turning over as much as I did in bed, because I knew I wouldn't disturb him because I had my own bed. Anyway, so then now as I mentioned, we were in Costa Rica in February and had a king-size bed, and just solidified in our heads that, yeah, king-size is the way to go. So we got a king-size bed and a really fabulously hard mattress. And so we had to change the layout of our bedroom. So our bed, the queen-size bed and the double bed, they used to face headboard to the east, and then the baseboard, of course, to the west. So because that would not accommodate a king-size bed frame, we moved the headboard to face the south wall of the bedroom, and of course the baseboard to face the north. And so the area rugs that we had, now I'm supposed to walk down this street according to Google Maps, not to continue down there. This is Elmridge Drive. Yeah, I know this walk well. Anyhow, so the area rugs that we had that supported the double bed and the queen size bed now no longer really work. So now we're on the hunt we're only going to get one. We only need one now. So we're going to get one area rug. So it's been of a challenge finding one that we both like. The area rugs we had before were fairly traditional, and I sort of want to step away from that, have something a little bit more contemporary. This is such a beautiful neighborhood. Now this house here that the camera is angling at, I've always completely been in love with that house. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but it's just fabulous. The unfortunate thing is, it's a corner lot, but I just love that house. So we're on Elmridge Drive. I'm walking westbound. I'm walking parallel to the Kay Gardner Beltline. It's so nice and quiet and peaceful in here. Very nice homes here as well. Anyhow, so we're going to check out LT Market, and I think there's a few other home decor shops in that neighborhood, so we'll see what else that there is. And then and then we'll go from there. I'm not sure whether I'm going to walk home or whether I'll catch a ride with David coming home. See how I feel. But it's so beautiful out. Blue skies, as you can see. Gorgeous blue skies. So I'm not going to film this whole walk in its entirety. I think what I'm going to do is I'll film parts of it, because I'm not sure how interesting people find residential neighborhood walks to be. If they're little humdrum, they're not as action-packed as walking on Yonge Street or Bloor Street. But the beauty about these residential areas is the serenity of them for the most part, and some of these houses are quite beautiful. There's something about residential neighborhoods, no matter what area of town, there's just something very calming about them. At least I find them to be very calming. I've been out for just over half an hour and I'm already sweating, and it's not really that hot. TMI, who cares about how I'm sweating, whether I am or not, but I'm just letting you know it's warm out and I'm just walking my normal pace. Oh, look at that little Yorkie. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's crossing the street right now. He's just a little Yorkie. So we had a little Yorkie about that size. His name was Physics. We had him his whole life. He just was a perfect perpetual puppy. Oh, a perfect cycling day today. This is part of my old running route. I used to run the Beltline to the Allen. This is the Allen right here where this bridge is. So the Kay Gardner Beltline, it ends here. And then there's the bridge that crosses over the Allen Expressway. And then there is Newgate Road, which is part of a bike path as well. Okay, so I'm just going to take you here to the Allen, and then I'll stop the video and I will pick up later in the walk. Now look at how busy, if you can see the Allen going southbound. That is crossing, that's going to be crossing, is that, yeah, that would be Eglinton. Yeah, and there's the bus terminal there. Yes, that's Eglinton, but look at already the lineup. Wow. Wowza, wowza. Okay, I will see you shortly. Hi everyone, I'm picking up this walk at Dufferin Street and Castlefield Avenue. That's looking northbound. That's looking west on Castlefield, and of course that is looking southbound on Dufferin. And maybe you can see that overpass where it says the Beltline Trail. That's a really good cycling, running trail. So I'm just going to continue on now. I just had a conversation with David, and I'm picking the walk up again at 2:02. So according to Google Maps, it'll take me, I think, about 15 minutes to get to LT Market. So he's going to hop on the car and hopefully get here and around that same time. Meet him there. So Castlefield is pretty, I guess, industrial. I wouldn't necessarily say, well, commercial, but industrial. And I think these buildings have pretty much been here since like forever. And the reason why I say that is because since I've been here in Toronto, living in Toronto, these same buildings have been here. But and also a pretty obvious giveaway to most is that the buildings that are here are not, 40 stories. I pretty much 2-story buildings here. So I am walking westbound on Castlefield, and then I have to make a left, go southbound on Caledonia. And I know that LT is just off the bike path. I think it's North York or the York Beltline. I've taken you down that Beltline, I think last year on one of my walks. Did the Kay Gardner, and then I continued, I think, in another video onto the York Beltline. They're quite different in appearance. The Kay Gardner is considerably older, and there's a lot of trees, and you can't really see any of the residential homes that back up against the Beltline, the Kay Gardner Beltline, particularly in the summer. In the winter you can, of course, when the leaves are all gone, but in the summer you don't really see the homes. But on the York Beltline, there's not a lot of large trees, and it's also designed differently, and you can see a lot of the homes, of course. So these homes all look, so there was the Beltline, I'm not sure if you can see right at the very end there, that's the Beltline. I think it's the York Beltline, that's what it's called. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this area here pretty much, I think, is shut on the weekends. I think you can see some of these places by appointment on the weekends, but typically industrial locations or industrial type commerce venues are closed on the weekends, but I know you can make an appointment for many of them. So we celebrated David's birthday last night. We went to a restaurant in Yorkville here in Toronto called Aloe Bar. And the food was really delicious. Really delicious. And the atmosphere was, you know, it was pretty, I guess, pretty much the sign of the times. It's upscale. It's called Aloe Bar, so it's sort of bar-like, but very upscale. Music was a little bit louder than I appreciated, but at least it was music that I appreciated, and it was all instrumental. There was no lyrics. Staff very attentive. It was a nice evening last night. And it was a nice way to celebrate David's birthday. Or Miranda Avenue. So of course we see that fencing, that's the Beltline down there. So there are accesses to the Beltline off of on the main road here. This is Roseland, I think. No, this is, what did I say? Castlefield. So as I'm approaching, I can see Lowe's. I wonder if Lowe's, they might have carpeting or area rugs. I'll check them as well. We came here many moons ago, the door store. We were looking for a new front door, and we thought, you know, something cool and funky maybe might be found in the door store. And there were some beautiful doors, but of course the dimensions were off, so we didn't get a new front door. But here's David's Fine Linens. So I mentioned in the first part of this video that we got a king-size bed. So of course we had to get king-size sheets. But we're currently using the summer duvet from our queen-size bed, and it's working out perfectly. So we are not going to upgrade to a king-size duvet. So we have a light one for the summer, and then of course a warmer one for the winter months. So we're keeping those, which I'm very grateful for, because duvets are expensive. I mean, what isn't, but they're expensive. So here we're at Ginger's. This is also a really high-end, very bougie store. It has a lot of bathroom and kitchen wares. You know what? I have a stinking feeling, being that Ginger's, there's no cars in the parking lot, I have a stinking feeling that LT might be closed, because LT, I think, and Ginger's might be related. I hope and pray not. Here is a continuation of the Beltline. It's always a bit of a pain. It's a bit of a pain crossing the street during morning rush hour traffic, let me tell you. It is supersonic busy. Dang. Big mistake. They're closed. Okay, folks, this is the end of this video. Or, you know what? I'm going to phone David, tell him to turn around, go home, and I think I'm going to walk home. And I'll pick up this video at another fine location. Duh is me. Hi guys, I'm back. So once I left LT after I realized that they were closed, I immediately phoned David, and he was already in the car, so he offered to pick me up, but I said no, thank you. It's too beautiful. I'm going to continue walking. So I walked up Dufferin, past just north of Glencairn. I'm going to go into Lady York Foods. I've been here a couple of times to Lady York Foods. They have very good produce. They've got some yummy things at Lady York Foods. So I'm going to pick up the few ingredients that I need, and then I'm going to walk home, and that should probably take me, let's see, it's 2:32 right now. I first started with you, I think, at 1:30. And I left home at 1 o'clock. So I've been out for an hour and a half walking. But I'm picking up these groceries that I'm going to walk home. I think it's probably going to take me, I guess, around an hour to get home after I pick up these few groceries. Then I'm going to glaze a carrot cake that I made for David in honor of his birthday. Carrot cake is his fave. So, and then I'll probably end up having that for my dinner instead of my actually dinner. Anyhow, here we are. And thanks for coming on this walk with me today, folks. I hope you have a wonderful long weekend. And I'll see you in my next video. This is Boomer Girl Walking, signing off.